10 things to do after you come to study in Scotland. So, you have landed in a new country and settled into your accommodation. There are some important things to do once the jet lag wears off. This list is based on my experience, so all of them might not apply to you. Understand the habitat. In order to successfully adapt, you need to understand first. If you are living in a student accommodation like me, learn how the key cards and the doors work. In the first month, many of us accidentally locked ourselves out of the room. Learn how the heaters work and settle on the temperature which is ideal for you. Regulating the temperature inside your room can be a complicated process. Once you are set on the perfect setting, that cannot be a constant for more than a day. Especially during the winter, it can be the most problematic. The inside of your room is warm and it is damp and chilly outside the window. But keeping the window closed to maintain proper insulation also means you are cutting your fresh oxygen supply. Keeping the window slightly open might help, but that can lead to a mild fever or a cold. And what will you do at night when you sleep? I kept the window closed for 2 days because I didn't want to get sick, as COVID restrictions were in place back then. But I suffered from headaches and had to adjust a lot in the following days to finally settle on a system that works. Other adjustments have to be made as well. The bed can be too soft and cause back pains. The light can be too bright, enough to stress your eyes. Maybe my eyes are weaker than the average humans, so I got a lamp and using that helps a lot. During the summer, your room might heat up, as most Scottish homes were designed to trap heat inside. Who knew that the global climate was capable of doing backflips on a whim? Depending on your preference, you have to make your own adjustments. Understand the rules. Vehicles are driven on the left side of the road. Traffic lights are not only for vehicles but for cyclists and pedestrians as well. If you are walking from one location to another, consider the waiting time for traffic lights. So, if the time for the journey is 14 minutes, it's best to assume 20 minutes instead. I have seen some people not following the traffic lights meant for pedestrians, but you should. Public transportation like trains and buses are readily available. They run on specific times throughout the day, so you have to reach and wait at their designated stops. All of them are numbered and can be easily found on Google Maps. If you have any problems in figuring out the rules of daily life in Scotland, feel free to ask any Scottish person, as almost all of them are very helpful and will be glad to answer your questions. I have asked questions to shopkeepers, policemen, and random people on the street, and all of them tried to help me. Install the apps. First, apply for a SIM and activate mobile data. Almost every accommodation will have Wi-Fi, but you will need mobile data to use Google Maps and other apps outdoors. SIM cards don't cost much, but you need to digitally transfer money from your card to activate the SIM card. £5 per month is the average rate. Use the Wi-Fi in your accommodation to install and update the important apps, which include Google Maps, First Bus, Trainline, currency converter, food delivery apps, and so on. Apps that will help you easily navigate the Scottish daily life. Then there are the official apps: Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Outlook, OneDrive, Zoom, app for your bank account, app for your university, and so on. These two are very informative and helpful. You can check your balance, card settings, transaction details through your banking app. And the university app will contain your class timetable, notifications from the professors, university events information, your library account, exam timetable, reading list for your course, and more. Keep a secure record of the usernames and passwords for the various apps. Important identification. Collection of BRP is done from the nearest post office to your location or from your university, depending on which option you picked when applying for your visa. After you arrive in Scotland, you need to collect your BRP, as that is an important identification which is required to open a Scottish bank account. Along with your BRP, you will also need university documents to apply for a student's account in a Scottish bank. Here, the university app or the university website can be of help. The easiest way is to walk into a bank and ask about the documents required. Once the bank account is opened, the debit card will be posted by mail to your Scottish accommodation within a week. I got my card after 5 working days, but things were slow due to COVID back then. So ask the bank officials for accurate information. These are the bank details to keep in mind. Apply for a student card from your university to avail student discounts across the UK. Apply for public transportation passes if your accommodation is a bit farther from your university, or if you need to travel for your part-time job or to visit faraway sites. Register with the local general practitioner. That can be done online and it only takes a few minutes. Explore the food market. Take the first week to visit the shops near your accommodation and take note of the prices and available items. Depending on the shop, the price can drastically differ for similar products. Every item can't be found in every shop. Spices found in the average Indian kitchen won't be found that easily in Scotland, so you need to search the nearest shops for those items, especially if you plan on cooking. Do try the new food items you see in Scotland, although Scotch egg and haggis are not for everyone. There are a variety of new things to try though, and mixing recipes can be an interesting personal experiment. Also, try Marmite at your own risk. I have tried many different types of noodles without knowing the flavor, mixed new ingredients with the Indian recipes I knew, made elephants out of milk packaging, consumed different types of chocolates, ice cream and juice, tried many new carbonated drinks at least once. The Scottish soft drink is Iron Brew, the drink of choice for many Scottish lads. To me, it tasted like dilute carbonated cough syrup, which makes sense for a country which is wet and cold most of the year. Someday I hope to make a video about shopping for everyday items in my hometown, just to show the other side of the coin. The contrast should be interesting. Get to know your classmates. Your classmates will be on the same boat as you for a year or more, and you will be taking the same classes, giving presentations together, submitting similar assignments, and giving the same exams. So know your classmates, help anyone who needs help, and ask for help if you need it. For most students, this is the first and maybe the only instance of being in a multinational, multicultural classroom. So be curious, ask questions and learn about the people from other countries and cultures. This applies to flatmates and other people you will meet in Scotland, people you will meet in social settings or while working, etc. And try not to generalize an entire community or country based on your experience of interacting with only one or a few individuals. I am an idiot, but other Indians can be intelligent and awesome. Enjoy solitude. You should make an attempt to integrate within the student community. However, you will have to spend a lot of time alone on your own working on assignments or working at a part-time job. Be ready to spend hours in the library if you want a good grade. Get comfortable with traversing through life by yourself. You can learn many things that way. Back home, your parents or other family members will eagerly help you. But in a new country, you should be able to live on your own. Scotland is a good place to start being independent, as Scottish people are very helpful in general. You can ask for directions or information to anyone and they will help you. While walking in Glasgow, I have asked fellow pedestrians for information many times, and others have asked me as well. Explore your university. So, I can only speak about my university, and I assume other universities are similar. The campus is very big and can be difficult to navigate, especially if you are new to the area. Almost all the buildings have different names, and even though most of them appear on Google Maps, some of them are internally complex. For example, the different entrances to a building can lead to confusion. Also, Glasgow is very hilly, which means that buildings near hills can have entrances on the 3rd or 4th floor. The hallways and corridors do have signs everywhere, and you can ask the staff members for help, which they will happily provide. Do not be late to your first class, which means do not be on time to your first class. Finding your classroom for the first time can take a lot of searching, so be early to your first class. The professor taking the class will provide directions in mail, which does help. Visit the Students' Union of your university. Many events are held there throughout the academic year, and it is a hub for information on the various clubs and societies you can join. Enjoy the sun. The human body needs vitamin D for many things, and sunlight, a rich source of vitamin D, is rare in Scotland from late October to early March. So the many sunny days in summer as well as the few sunny days in winter are used by the people to enjoy the warmth of the sunlight. Luckily, I have a window facing west, and on good afternoons my room is washed with sunlight, and instead of working on assignments, I start playing with the shadows. Check if you can confirm an accommodation with windows facing east or west, and try to take walks on sunny days. Unlike the sunlight in India, the Scottish sunlight is a lot forgiving on your skin, and it provides some much needed punctuation between long stretches of wet, rainy days. Also, your circadian rhythm will need adjusting, as summer brings early sunrises and late sunsets. This is a June evening in Glasgow at 10 p.m. and winters only get a few hours of light as the sunlight struggles through the clouds. Learn to be nice. Now, I am sure you, my dear viewer, are very nice. But Scottish niceness destroys all conventional limits of being nice. People will say sorry for no apparent reason and say thank you for everything. And yes, it's excellent, right? Well, maybe. Many would say that any manner of spreading positivity is a good thing, but I would say that there should be limits. Words like sorry and thank you lose their meaning, and international students who are entering from different national and cultural contexts can face a lot of problems, as I covered in point 8 in the before video. For example, Scottish people will be nice to you, but they expect you to reciprocate and maintain their level of niceness. And if you forget to smile and be positive, it can get awkward. Also, when you return to your home country, you will need to shed that layer of positivity. I hope you enjoyed and learned something from this video. Thank you for watching.